I have wisdom. What
Yeah.
the fuck? What kind of wisdom are you looking for?
Well,
Fine, I guess I'll teach you what I do.
differential braking there. And oh goodness. Okay, so we're going to go down to 1.7.
Okay.
If we're not off the ground by the time we hit Echo, we are going to shut it down.
Okay.
If we are off the ground and we lose our engine and we've got runway below us, we're going to do every attempt to land it with the remaining runway and shut it down. If we are off and above and below pattern altitude, we are going to make a turn to the right and probably try to land in that grassy area over there.
Okay.
And if we're at pattern altitude, we are going to, well, if we're at pattern altitude and we lose, I'm going to hand the controls over to you.
What?
And you can land us.
What?
Well, you've practiced the power off 180, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can land it.
I did it like twice in the last month.
Really?
Yeah. Mainly because I need to make sure that I'm still proficient to do it if I needed to.
Uh-huh.
But I can do it down. My comfortability is that 500 feet AJL. Doesn't mean you have to be able to do it.
Say again?
That doesn't mean you have to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's why I said I would hand the controls over to you.
May regret that.
Well, you can practice.
Still, practice. Yeah, just for food for thought, when you do that next time, technically, when you're doing your with an examiner or an instructor, do it before you get on the runway.
Do what?
The takeoff brief.
Oh, okay.
It's just so that, like, obviously we can do it here because we're taxiing, right? But if you're, like, getting ready for takeoff on 3.5, you want to brief it before you.
Yes.
I always like as sterile as an environment as I can get for the takeoff on the runway.
Okay.
The environment I talk, everybody, once we get on the runway, everybody should know what's going to happen or what they need to do if something happens.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm okay if you're doing it on 1.7 because we're taxiing, so it's fine. But just know that if you're taking off 3.5 or another airport where you don't need to taxi back on the runway, try to do that brief before you enter the runway.
Okay.
Okay, that's my wisdom. I'm just doubles now. Ready?
Okay, I've got 1.7 in front of me.
I got
1.7 here.
Yep.
I've got 1.7 there. All of my instruments are in the green. I'll put this down there. And...
Hang on.
What?
Window.
Oh, yes. Alright, and let's go heels to the floor. Full power.
Always check that window. Otherwise you'll know real soon that you have it open.
Airspeed is alive. We are looking for 55. And 55, rotate. Redstone traffic, Skyhawk 871 Charlie Pop is on the go off of 17 Redstone. There comes the wind.
That was a fun takeoff.
turn crosswind. Redstone traffic, Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa is crosswind off of 17 Redstone.
Yeah, you don't need to take as big as a bank.
I'm sorry?
You can take a shallower bank.
Okay.
More of a nitpick, but
Now since we're departing, can we just keep climbing out?
yep.
Or no? Okay. Redstone traffic, Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa is downwind departing from 17 Redstone. And then we'll switch over.
Okay. Wait, look again.
Sorry, what?
Are you on the right frequency? Yeah, so, no. They have a feeling, well, if you hold it for too long, it'll switch back.
Oh.
So, 126.95, push it again. 125.6. Just be mindful of that.
Okay. Pull some power out, the rest is climb. Okay, I don't hear anybody. Huntsville approach, Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa off of Redstone 2000 feet.
Say again.
Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa off of Redstone 2000 feet.
Sky 871 Charlie Papa on full approach. Roger, do you have a request?
VFR flight following to the northeast practice area.
Sky 1 Charlie Papa, squawk 0137.
0137, 1 Charlie Papa.
Mike 750 Victor X-ray on full departure, verify your RDI did okay. Mike 0 Victor X-ray radar contact 2 miles north of Coleman Airport, Sunfall 3011, verify your altitude. Tech 1 Charlie Papa radar contact 2 miles north of Redstone Army Airfield traffic 1 o'clock 2 miles north or southwest now 1,900 indicated, advise you continue climbing.
Continue climbing for 1 Charlie Papa.
Tech 1 Charlie Papa, do you have the traffic 1 to 2 o'clock 2 miles?
Watch out.
Looking for the traffic, I don't see it right now.
Tech 1 Charlie Papa, roger.
At 1,000 feet, right?
Huh?
I thought he said it was 1,000.
No, he said just continue to climb. You can go. He's at 1,900. Just climb to 3,500.
Tech 1 Charlie Papa, traffic no factor.
No factor for 1 Charlie Papa.
What can you knock out?
I'm sorry?
What can you knock out now? Or what should you knock out? Checklist. Pull out your climb checklist. Act is very big on using checklists.
Okay, Andrew climb. Okay, we are way too fast. Throttle full open, mixture full bridge.
There you go.
Checklist complete.
Yep. So even though you're doing all of that other than the speed, you have to pull out that checklist and double check.
Gotcha.
I can tell you, he got at me on my CFII instrument check right because I was using gumps but not pulling out the actual checklist.
Really?
Yeah, even though the checklist is still gumps, but he wants you to pull the actual thing out. So always pull that out.
Okay.
And really, for me, once I hit traffic pattern and I'm climbing away from the airfield, pull it out, boom, knock it, continue to climb, stick it up there.
Gotcha. it's warm today because she is not trying to climb.
Yep.
Okay, we're about 3,500.
Okay, you can fly me towards the Toyota factory.
Okay. We'll let our speed build up. And then start pulling this power out. About 2,200. And cruise checklist, elevator rudder trim. I think we're pretty trimmed. We won't lean because we're low. Gyro is still good.
And once you're done with that, I like to put it up in the front still.
Okay.
Just so that it's not bothering me, but it's still easily accessible. Yep. Just makes it easier to access for when I need to do my descent and...
92 traffic, 12 o'clock, 4 miles northwestbound, 2000 indicated type unknown, should be no effect.
Okay, you can turn 360 now.
Turn to 360. 360.
Okay,
to maintain 9.
first thing we're going to do, we're going to do slow flight clean.
Okay.
What should you do before you start any maneuver?
We're going to do our clearing turns.
Okay.
Okay, we will get our lights on.
And we'll do the first one to the right and to the left, okay?
Okay. So I don't see anything. We are clearing to the right.
Okay.
We'll turn to east. And I don't see anything.
I don't see anything either.
Okay. So let's turn back to north. Okay.
Okay, when you're ready, we can...
Number 46 Charlie contact.
When you're ready, we can do...
Approach 17.67.
Slow flight clean.
Low flight clean, so we're just going to bring the power back.
What you bring it back to?
1600.
Okay.
And we are going to
127.67.
pitch for 65.
Why are you having to
No,
pitch...
no, we're going to pitch for 60.
Yep. Why are you having to pitch the nose up?
Because we use, in slow flight you use pitch for airspeed and
Okay.
power for altitude.
Okay.
We'll bring that up.
Departure to 149ers, back inbound to Huntsville. Take 149er to Redstone or Huntsville? To Huntsville. Take 149er, roger, enter left base from my 181.
Okay, so we are about
Left base
65.
left base to 149er. Cave 92, do you have a field in sight now, 2 o'clock, 10 miles? Cave 92, roger, send maintain 2,400.
Okay, so hold around 65.
Back to the ILS.
And power
Dropped.
stop. Yep. Why did we drop...
I'm sorry?
Why did we drop altitude?
We dropped altitude because the power came
Yep,
out.
so bring back... put power to 2,000.
Power to 2,000?
Yep. Because it's a hot day. That will stop your descent.
Okay.
And make sure you're pitching for 65. Your RPM at 2,000.
Cave 92, clear visual approach runway 18 left, contact tower.
See how precise you have to be with those RPM settings?
Yes.
And you see Now you're slightly drifting to the left.
I can't know where I am.
Look at
Yes, I see it.
Use your outside because we're flying 360, right? So all these rows we know are going straight, right?
Yes.
So then just slowly bring me back to the right.
I'm sorry.
Slowly bring me back to 360.
Okay, Sky 149er, actually turn. 270 heading to join final should work, actually. Good turn. Okay, I was on the line. Kind of like 2 people called unanswered first.
It's 65.
Cap 119, level 6,500.
Okay, power back a little bit more down to, let's call it 19 then.
Cap 119. Somebody else called?
Alright, there we go. Now then.
Okay, 149er, you're following the King Air 1 o'clock, 3 miles southbound. They'll be about 2 miles in front of you. Present heading to join final 18 left, contact tower.
Okay, lower down to 18.
I'm sorry, what?
1800.
Join final 149er over the tower. Thanks for help.
What I'm doing is I'm looking at what, so it's anywhere from 18 to 2000 depending on the weather. And I'm looking to see which one of those will keep me from climbing. So it's okay you went a little bit below, but that's fine because we're descending. Once that hits 3,500, get us back up to 18. See how precise you have to be on those RPMs?
Yes.
That's the finesse that you want to develop. Okay. When you're ready, let's start slowing her down by pitching up to rotate and then do the power on stall, okay?
Okay. So we don't want to hear the stall horn.
No. Power on stall you do.
Okay.
It's only during slow flight you don't want to hear the stall. Power on, you have to.
Okay.
So slow it down a little bit more.
Not working with me.
So 55 power.
And pull back.
Just hold it right there. Just hold it right there. Up, a little bit more pull back.
I don't think it's gonna do it.
Just give it a little bit more pull.
Oh, whoa.
Stall, push down, full power.
Full power.
Slowly bring the nose up. Do you feel that?
Feel what?
Did you feel that?
The brake?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, see, look at our heading. Why do you think you can get us back into cruise? Why do you think we drifted a lot to the left?
Because we dropped the left wing.
Not quite.
Okay.
When we're in slow flight, we're introducing a lot more left turning tendencies again.
Yes.
Because remember, we're like taking off, right?
Yes.
So you kept going to the left. That means you need to keep adding a little bit more right rudder to counteract that. That make sense?
Yes. But so you don't want the ball centered then?
Well, you have to bring you have to be flying in the right direction.
Okay.
That's the first thing you have to establish, right?
Okay.
And then you dance on the pedals, and that'll keep the ball roughly centered.
Okay.
Okay, and let's get back to 3,500 so we don't go into these clouds. And I'm really concerned, but just to be safe. But then especially when you do that power, that when you start powering up, that's when you really started doing a lot of left, because you're increasing the RPM, which is increasing torque, right?
Yes.
And then keep that back, don't relax that back pressure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's go into slow flight clean again.
Okay, so back to
15, or power it back to 1500. Pitch that nose to the horizon. The reason we pitch this is so that we can maintain altitude while also slowing down. That's the real reason.
Okay.
Because as we decrease in airspeed, we need to increase something to match our lift. Start adding back to around 1800. So once it gets to around 70, you want to slowly start adding back so that you kind of catch it and you don't get that stall warning on. A little bit more. Very good. Now, because you're increasing that torque and you're slow, you gotta have a little bit more right rudder.
Okay.
And you see how your ball is kind of tending that way, but not quite. There you go. So right there.
Okay.
Good, good. You see how you're dropping a little bit? Just a little bit more power because it kind of went down to 8. There you go, right there. And I would suggest locking it just so that you don't drift it as much.
Okay.
There you go. And make sure you're looking outside. That's the key to this. It's looking outside to see your level and cues and then quick back inside to verify what you're seeing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
But okay. I think I got it.
Yeah. So you have to, and you still want to be keeping that scan going and looking really outside. Because remember, we're visual pilots, right?
Still approach. We radar 5-8, direct 0, descending at 4,500 per
Now we're going to go into the stall.
Still approach. You said full stop?
Start pitching up, and let's power back to 15.
Roger. And you want
Pitch
the
up.
on-nav or ILS 0?
Once it hits 55, full power.
20, sir.
Okay, right rudder.
0 at 4,000.
Right rudder, keep pitching up.
ILS runway 18 approach.
There you go, right there.
Cross 0 at 4,000, cleared ILS 18 approach.
Oh, there you go. Keep that right rudder, okay? Keep that right rudder. There you go. You feel that buffeting. Nose to stall, push the nose down. Get below the horizons, gain that speed. Now slowly start pitching back up. Establish in VY.
Okay.
See how that was a little bit. See how that right rudder one helps?
Yes, but
Then,
okay. But I didn't feel
you can get us back to level.
I didn't feel the buffet though.
It was a very subtle buffet.
Okay.
Mainly because once you get level, I'll explain. But what's happening is you have the hum of the engine and then the plane buffeting. So it's like they're almost desyncing. Eventually they hit the resonance, but you felt the brake though.
Yes.
That's the key. Is that brake.
Okay.
Because the reason you're not feeling a lot of buffeting is because we're going full power.
Okay. But that brake was a lot more subtle.
Exactly.
Than the last
The
one.
reason is because we lowered down to 15 and allowed you to pitch to 55 and full powered, it made everything a little bit slower.
Okay.
Than trying to do it at a higher RPM and slowing down. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So then you see how adding that right rudder kept you within about 10 degrees each side? And that's because as you slow down, remember like landing and takeoff, you have to add more right rudder because of those toning tendencies, right?
Yes.
Now, we're going to do...
I'm gonna go west, because there's...
You can tone 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tone west and head 180.
180 or 270?
180.
180, okay.
I just don't want to be on Huntsville's approach paths.
Gotcha.
But does that make sense though?
Yes.
Like how you gotta really dance on those pedals and kind of feel that you're not getting out of coordination?
Yes.
Because for me, when I'm doing it, I'm not really relying on this. I'm feeling it, right? Like if you start feeling the plane shift to the side, that usually indicates you're not fully coordinated. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Do I need to? Does it make sense? Are you saying yes to say yes, or you?
No.
Yeah.
It's. I haven't developed that feel yet.
Yeah. So what? Once we get south, I want you to. Once we get south, you can level off. Oh, bring back the wings level. There you go. So here's what I want you to do. Do a full deflection to the left and to the right on your rudders.
I like what is it? Dutch rolls?
Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. So you feel that side force that you feel?
Yes.
That's the same sensation as if you're in slow flight. The only difference is you're not level, you just have that nose higher up.
Okay.
So remember my term, I have a well-calibrated ass. If I feel myself moving side to side, that's telling me I need some more rudder, right?
Okay.
Before I even have to look at that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do it now. Well, it's a little bit more easier to see the stall. We're going to do slow flight dirty now.
Slow flight dirty.
Okay? So same procedure of getting in, make sure you're nice and level.
Okay. Do you want me to do clearing turns?
No, we don't need to. We
Okay.
did 180.
Okay.
But make sure we're heading south. That's
Okay. Clear.
Victor,
I got this road in front of me.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring this back
Okay.
to
15.
Thank you.
As you power back, pitch that nose up, because it's going to help us maintain altitude, but also lose speed, right?
Yes.
Once you're within 85, you can start adding your flaps in.
Clear 58 on the go, and control airspace direct Oklahoma maintain.
So once you get into, I like to add it at 75 and then 65. So you're under 65 and then holding around 57. So power now. Power.
Henry, copy.
So you see how you got below that speed, you got below 15? When you get below the RPM and you pitch up, you slow down a lot faster. That makes sense?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
When you don't hold the 1500 RPM,
Uh-huh.
you're going to slow down a lot more rapid.
Yes.
That's why I like holding it at 1500, because it's a controlled way to slow down. You're going to the back side of the power curve.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. You see how you're climbing?
There you go.
So, the reason you're climbing is look at your RPM. See how important that RPM is?
Yes.
Even just a slight 100 or so will get you starting on a gradual climb. And you see how you're kind of a little bit fast? Bring that nose up. We got flaps, so we can go slow here. Want to be around 57 to 55. Right about, yeah, like below 60. There you go. And then just pitch. And really, my cue is just put that nose to the horizon and then play with it right there.
Play with what? Put the nose to the horizon.
Put the nose and then small inputs on the yoke to keep it at that area.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying.
speed.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
And don't do any of those quick because that's going to introduce that stall, right? Remember, it's slow flight.
Okay, but I thought that was just like extra wind.
Nope, that's actually you inducing it.
Okay.
So just small inputs. Small and slow inputs because remember, it's slow flight. Like it'll move, if we get hit with wind, you just hold it and then it'll get back and recover. See how a lot. So obviously with this,
Philip, approach Piedmont 59.
the biggest thing you're going to notice is what? We have a lower angle of attack, right?
Yes.
Like why? Because we have our flaps. What is it doing? It's increasing our lift by increasing the surface area, right?
Yes.
So to have the same amount of lift, we don't need that high angle, like in slow flight clean.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to do our power off stall. Now, before you do that, when we're coming in, what are we mimicking with the power off stall? What?
Landing.
Landing. So, what I like to do is I like to pitch down. So power idle, don't do it. Power idle, pitch down to 65, descend about 100 feet, and then begin to stall.
Okay.
To show like, hey, I know this is for landing, so I'm going to treat it as if I'm coming in for a landing, okay?
Okay.
Now, what do we do to recover? Full power, full notch of flaps, right? Because it's very hard to climb with full, right? And then, as you start climbing, once this switches to 0, you can take your second notch out.
What switches to 0?
Once your vertical speed.
Okay.
So your vertical speed is going to be 0, is going to be negative. Then once you reach 0, you can get your second notch. And then once you hit VY and a positive climb, and you see that climb occurring here, then you can take out your final notch. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Power idle, pitch the nose for 65.
Okay. Power to idle.
Pitch the nose down to 65. Yep. And in that time, you should be able to hit 65. We're going to wait until we hit 3,400, okay?
Okay.
Just as if we're coming into land, right? Power idle.
Oh, I thought it was idle.
Nope. There we go. That's power idle.
Oh, jeez.
So just let that nose calm down. Is okay. Okay. So this gives you time to set up and make sure you reach. Now you have 3,400. Pitch that nose up. All you have to do is pitch it to the horizon, and then right rudder because you have those turning tendencies.
68 Tango with you 8,000.
Keep that nose. Just keep that nose right there.
Number 168 Tango, Huntsville approach, Huntsville altimeter 3011.
3011, 68 Tango.
Got a horn. I don't have any buffet.
A little bit more back pressure then.
Huntsville approach, Cap 119, go ahead and cancel our following.
Hold it to the horizon. And just bring back a little bit more. Make sure your power idle.
There we go.
There you go.
Cap 119,
Okay, so,
full
power?
First not too fast. 3 miles north of the field to Diamond and down from there. Cap 119, over to VFR, we'll watch that traffic.
So make sure you're climbing right. Make sure the attitude is positive. There we go, 0. Second notch. Then as you start hitting VY, and then ensure that you see a gain, right?
Okay.
Now what happened there? RPM. Idle is down here below 1,000. You were up here. That's why you're not getting that stall.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, told me right heading 360. We're going to do that again.
Right 360?
Yeah, right
Okay.
heading 360, and you can climb us up to 3,500.
Okay.
But does that sequence of events make sense though?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that again just so that we can get more repetition and get you more comfortable.
Huntsville approach, May 2050.
2250, Huntsville approach.
Full approach, Maine 205 Sierra, 7 miles east of Huntsville Executive, looking for flight following the Chattanooga at 5,500, currently passing through 4,000.
Okay, so no factor then.
Yep, no factor.
Number 759er X-ray, Kilo Huntsville approach, Huntsville altimeter 3011. 205 Sierra, squawk 5651.
5651.
Okay, so before we do it, remember, RPM control is very important.
59, traffic.
See how even 100 RPM can throw you off?
Yes.
So, I need you to be more precise with your RPM settings.
Okay.
The easiest thing to do is tighten that knob when you don't need it, loosen it, move it, tighten it again.
Okay.
Takes some getting used to. But, okay, when you're ready, power back to 15.
Power back to 15.
Pitch up, slow us down. Once you're under 110, you can get your first notch of flaps.
Okay, we'll get our first notch of
See
flaps.
how you're about 100 below? Keep it at 15, a little bit more power. Okay, get your second notch now. And get your towed. Push that nose down because you see how you're getting that stall horn?
So you want to pitch for...
Number 56
57 is what I like.
Okay,
57,
okay.
58. Should be below 60 no matter what.
Okay.
Clear to 58,
And-
supervisor 60 is approved. That's the
So
end.
we have to bring the news up.
Yep, so now that you're there, add power to around 1800. Because you see how you're descending?
Yes.
There you go. So now we want to see, okay, you're level, you got your speed. That's good, right? What happened when you were setting up, all you have to, you see how the nose is oriented right now? Was
Yes.
just like slightly below the horizon?
Yes.
That's the only place you need to pitch it to, set it to. Because if you go more, you're going to slow down faster and get the stall warning horn.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, you see how you're kind of, so just keep monitoring because you have a plus or minus 100 to play with, so once you start seeing a trend like that going down, you want to kind of adjust, maybe add 100 RPM to stop. And then small inputs.
Okay.
Remember that, just small inputs, because remember, your ailerons aren't as effective as they are now, like during level flight.
Tower 1 Charlie Papa, traffic 1 o'clock, about 2 miles southbound. It's Diamond, descending at 2,900 on the ILS 18 executive.
We're scanning for the traffic, 1 Charlie Papa.
Give me like a left 330. And then give me about 2,200 just so that we can get back up to 3,500.
I see. 1 Charlie Papa has that traffic in sight, it's no factor.
560, flight heading 110, back for the sequence.
Okay.
050, resume on navigation.
So you see how you're about to reach 3,500? Get ready to bring it back to the 19,000 RPM.
Okay.
Because I'll stop your climb in time that you don't breach it. And a little bit more RPM because you see how see how you have to kind of guess this based on this?
Yes.
So and that's also weather dependent because it's hot, so obviously we need a little bit more energy. Okay,
You want me to turn back to the north?
do you still see him?
Yeah, he's past us.
Okay, you can zone 360 now.
Yeah, he was low and
Yeah.
pretty much past us when I called them.
Cool. Okay,
Oh, goodness.
when you're ready, so you see how you drop because you got below 2,000. So 2,000 seems to be what's keeping us up at altitude
Okay.
with this heat. But it's fine, we'll start here. Let's initiate let's do the descent. Let's drop 100 feet, so push the nose down. Power idle. Push that nose for 65. There you go. And really pull it idle.
59, just to maintain 3,000.
There you go. A little bit more nose down.
59.
And people on 59, I'm not
Okay,
sure if it was
ready?
given to
There's
you
100,
before, but
go.
present heading
Pitch that
to
nose
rocket.
up. Right rudder.
I was not present heading to rocket.
Hold it.
59.
Keep pitching that nose. There you go. Gradual. Hold it, 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 hold it. Don't let that nose come down. You see how it's coming down? There's the brake. Power.
And first notch of flaps. And second notch of flaps. Hit our BY pretty quickly.
Yep. because you're pushing the nose down, so you want to pitch for that. But continue that pitch like that pull up as you go, so that you can hit VY. Because you're pushing the nose down, you're going to speed up no matter what. When you're starting this, loosen that grip, so that when you have to go full power, you're not having to fight that resistance, right? Of the
okay.
Loosen your knob, your throttle friction, so you can go full power.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Did that stall feel a little bit more comfortable that time?
That did. It wasn't as abrupt.
Yep, 3,500. You can level off now.
Okay.
And you can turn this left heading 180.
Left 180.
You see how RPM control helps you a lot in controlling how quickly that stall occurs?
Yes.
Friendly 492, if you can hear this, contact Atlanta Center 124.5.
Because here's the thing, I can put this thing into a stall a lot faster, I just have to be very aggressive about this, right? But what do you think?
205 here is at 4,000.
What do you think that causes? It means...
I'm sorry.
11560, just maintain 4,000.
There.
Well, so I can cause it to happen a lot faster, right? But what do you think that means? I have to be more on top of my game to catch it and to do my stuff, right?
Yes.
Compared to if I just use some RPM to keep me there, that'll keep me more controlled. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because, remember, during the check ride, you're not proving how quickly you can do the stall. You're proving that you can safely get into it, execute it, and then recover.
Okay.
You want to do another? Which one? You want to do another one?
What time is it?
We still got about.
Because I have to work tonight.
What time do you want to be back on the?
I don't even know what time it is.
It's about 12.
We could do one more and head back.
Okay, we'll do. Here's what we'll do. We'll do Tone Me 360 to the right. We'll do one power on and then one power off on the way back. Okay.
Number 982, Radar search termination, squad B5, bring chain fruit, no traffic reserved between you and Decatur at the south.
Yes, everything good comes in trees. So remember,
number 05 Sierra,
RPM control.
Approach 125.
Watch where your hand goes and lock it there so it doesn't drift.
Okay.
Right? And then adjust. And then 2,000 seems to be what's keeping us at altitude. Some examiners, they just tell you go straight into the stall. No matter what, I like to get set up in slow flight and then initiate the stall from there.
Okay.
The next 2 minutes for next 5 minutes.
Because I think it's more controlled than just powering back, doing all this stuff all at once. I can do it now, but when I was a student, not so much. So let's get at 3,500.
Contact tower 127.6.
Okay, level, and then the key thing is make sure you're trimmed for this level flight attitude as well.
Okay.
Because if you're not, you're gonna have to have a natural pitch up or pitch down, right? Which will mean what? Your side picture's gonna be offset when you go into slow flight. Does that make sense? That's why it's important to be trimmed and level, so when you go to the other ones, it's a lot easier to get. Okay, when you're ready, let's do a slow flight clean.
Slow flight clean.
Yes.
We're going to bring our power back
Okay.
to 1600. We are going to pitch the nose up to maintain our altitude.
Okay. When do you want to start adding power?
When we get closer to our goal speed.
Okay, which is?
492 approach.
65.
There you go. So now you got 65 power, about 2,000 RPM. There you go. And now because you're here, you're going to have to add a little bit more of that right rudder because that engine torque, you feel that?
Friendly 492 negative, Atlanta Center on 124.5.
Departure, citation.
Okay, when you're ready, let's do power on.
Power on. Okay, so we are going to...
I would say bring back the power to 16 just to help you slow down. Pitch up.
Squawk 0712.
Once you get to 55, power.
07.
Right rudder. Keep that pitch up. There you go, just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that. Let that speed descend, let that speed descend. There's the brake. Push that nose. Just below the horizon, start pitching up.
Zero Victoria, short rudder.
pitch for 79, which is VY.
About 5 miles northeast of the Huntsville executive.
And you see how once you pitch for 79, everything starts climbing again?
Yes.
Good. Level off.
And expect flight level 31010.
And level off at 3,700 or get us to 3,700.
Cleared is filed to 10,000, expect 3110, and I am out of 5,300.
Biggest thing was, when you started that, when you did the full power, add a little bit more rudder, because you have more of those left toning tendencies.
Okay.
That's what's pulling you to hit that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, at 3,700. But overall, that was a lot better and cleaner. We'll probably do a few more just so that you get more comfortable.
Okay.
And so that I don't have to iterate it.
Okay.
But I think this is good progress that we're making though. Okay.
Bring the power back so we start this.
Okay. Yep, there you go. There's 3,700. You can give me a left turn heading 180.
Left turn 180.
4,000 direct to Omaha.
Clear 58, Hunts approach at Den, Hunts altimeter 3012.
3012, Blue Raider 58.
5 Whiskey Hotel, contact Memphis Center 128.15.
Now, make sure you're powering to what you need it to be.
Radar contact about 2 miles north of executive. Club maintain 4.
You see how we dropped about 100 feet?
See
how we're at 3,600 now instead of 700?
Okay. I'm sorry. I've been focusing on 3,500, so I was trying to get there.
Yeah. We can descend down to 2,500 then.
Okay.
If it helps, if you like 3,500 for all your maneuvers here, say, okay, Jason, I'm going to go to 3,500. So we're 4,000. Just tell me, Jason, we're going to descend down to 3. Because it helps you, because then it's one less thing for you to worry about, like a new altitude, right? Because that seems to also be where you're getting flustered a bit. Flyers 180.
180.
Yep. And when you're ready, make sure you're nice and stable and trimmed. When you're ready, get us into slow flight Doty.
Okay. Auto wind. Okay, I got my road. I think.
Meter 4236, going to maintain 6,000.
I think this is trimmed. I can never tell.
So the way that I know if it's trimmed is, you should be
3526,
about 3 fingers over fist, whichever one works for you.
Okay.
But like right now, I see a high, kind of a nose up attitude, so lower the nose just a bit. Right about there. That's what I think is like strain level flight. Make sure we're flying 180. But, so this is good. When you're ready, get us into slow flight Doty.
Okay, slow flight dirty. So
Yep.
you're going to bring the throttle back to 16.
A little bit too much. There you go. Pitch.
Which we're below the white arc. We can air. Goodness.
So that's a known issue. That's the for whatever reason. Whenever you move to rudders, it affects the radio, like static, and it does an interference. Get that? Yep. Get that last notch in.
That's lots of flaps.
Remember, once you hit 57, 58, start powering, otherwise you're going to keep descending, right? Have to be a little bit more faster on that.
Okay.
So once you get close to your speed, because that's going to stop you from descending. That's why we want that. Okay, make sure we're going 180. When you're ready, you can power idle and initiate your descent.
And who called?
Descend 100 feet.
Okay, so we'll power to idle.
Chicago 8381 Lima, Hunts approach.
And bring the nose up.
There you go, bring that nose out, a little bit right rudder for those toning tendencies. A little bit more right rudder.
There's the brake.
Yep, push
Chicago
down,
1 Lima, squawk
full power.
135, Huntsville, altimeter 3011.
Teamwork. When I say full power, I mean go full.
58, contact Memphis Center 128.15.
12815.
Because you see how you're like stopping it halfway there?
36, going to maintain
Okay.
3,000.
Okay. Yes.
You see how like you're moving but then you're stopping? Put it full power because that's the most important thing that's going to save you. Is that power. You need that power. Because even though we can't climb as well, you can level off at 3,300.
800, maintain VFR and fly heading 020 vector for the sequence.
even though the flaps won't let you climb up fast, we need that power so that we can get that speed. Because speed is king in the stall.
Okay, well, maybe you're just going to hang out in the tower pattern for a little bit,
and
or
then you can know
somewhere afterwards.
Okay, we can make our way back and you can notify them that we'll head back to Redstone.
Okay. Well, if I tell him we're headed back, he's gonna know. I'm just gonna.
Hey, well, Lima, Roger, climber shark, spot runway heading, maintain VFR, return to this frequency.
Huntsville approach, Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa. We're headed back to Redstone.
Skyhawk 1 Charlie Papa, Roger, report the field insight, remain clear, Bravo.
We'll report the field in sight, stay clear of the Bravo, 1 Charlie Papa.
Avoid 3526 flight.
But make sure when you hit that go round, there's a full, don't stop it. Because you're kind of stopping it here because you're feeling that resistance.
Okay.
What that tells me is, this throttle knob, whenever I use throttle, it is because I'm a Cherokee guy, I only want it just tight enough that I can still move it easily. I don't want it fully tight.
Okay.
For those emergency situations. So I only have it slightly tight. I don't want to lose because then it's free flowing, right?
Okay.
It should just be tight enough that you can still move it without being affected by the tension.
Okay. But we are going to go back on 17, so we need to be further to the west.
Okay, and then what should we also start doing?
We're going to have to get the weather. Well, we can't get the weather.
Nope. We can use Huntsville's, but...
Huntsville's rather. You put it in, correct?
Yep.
Back runway 18 left or right, Huntsville, check. Crane point, center miles east of the airfield at 178 now. X-ray Lima, Juliet, X-Flight not standard. Whiskey 3 and Charlie 4, holding position time, light unusable. GA apron west, 300 feet at FDO close. Expect 15-minute PTR. By 18 left, copy out of service. Air cargo apron close, 500 feet northeast of Charles 5. Air carrier apron close, 420 feet east of the Pell. Advise initial contact, you have Lima.
Motion altitude.
Information Lima, 1653 observation, wind 260 at 8, visibility 10, peak level 3,500.
X-ray.
260 at 8.
Yep.
Make sure you're managing the altitude. See how we climbed about 200 from where we wanted to hold 3,300? And look, it's the afternoon. I think you're being affected by a lot of thermals.
Yes.
But
15,000 blower from Pack 750 in the next 2 minutes.
still doesn't, even then, if you would have a check rate in the afternoon, still doesn't excuse you from having.
National 3 o'clock, 10 miles.
So I understand why it's hard, but still doesn't give you the leeway to not hold altitude.
Yeah.
And you can begin a descent because since we have to get down.
Okay, before landing,
clear visual approach from my 18 right, contact tower 127.6.
mixture's full rich, fuel selector is on both.
And Huntsville, November 1968, take over the press.
9 X-ray kilo, contact Birmingham approach 127.6, have a good day.
Okay, before landing checklist, belts are upright.
Who else called?
Belts are secure, fuel selector valve is still on both, mixture is rich. Taxi and landing lights are on, and autopilot is off.
Just keep it above 6,000 for me.
Above 6,000, 68 Tango.
Envoy 3526, it's going to maintain 4,000.
Yeah, I love this haze.
Yep, you got it.
Alright, 1 Lima, Roger, just continue present heading for now.
Okay, I see the rocket. I see the VOR. But I still can't be positive on the runway.
Okay.
We'll get down to 2,000.
Alright, 1 Lima, enter a left downwind for runway 18 left,
Hey,
contact tower
2,000?
127.6.
So we'll get down to 2,000 feet, so I'll make sure I'm
Okay.
below their Bravo, because we're coming up close to it.
Okay. Are they Bravo?
Oh, well, that's right, he said, oh! I'm thinking airspace, he was talking about restricted area.
Yep. And he did say restricted area Bravo. You just interpreted it as Bravo.
Oh, I thought he said don't enter the Bravo.
Yeah, he said, well, no, so, yeah, referring to restricted area Bravo.
Okay.
Because do we have a Bravo airspace here?
No, we do not.
Exactly. So, you shouldn't,
3925.
don't allow that type of stuff to confuse you, right? Like, come on. Why would we have a Bravo airspace, right? We have a, now, we know we have a restricted area Bravo.
3011, 82 Tango Lima.
Well, 26 to maintain 3000 Huntsville International, 3 o'clock, 9 miles.
Can you see the field? I can't see it.
I can,
You can?
yeah.
Okay.
But
so-
but you have to see it because I don't know how to fly. Use your visual landmarks. What do we always use to follow?
I see the road. I see
Okay.
the rocket, but I just don't see the runway.
So if you intend to use runway 17, right?
Yes.
How would you follow the road in?
For 17, I would fly in over.
Watch your altitude. You don't want to get too low too soon.
Yeah, I
So-
don't want to do that.
You know you want to use runway 17. We can't see it yet because of the haze, right? Still visual conditions, right?
Correct.
So, but we know what the road is, right? We know where it leads us, right?
Yes.
So how would you, assuming if you could see it, but how would you set up with the road?
I would run parallel to the road.
Dog 1 Charlie Papa,
Okay.
radar service termination, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Squawk VFR frequency change approved. 1 Charlie Papa.
There you go. Okay, flip-flop us as well. Okay, how far, okay. So, with this road is, do you know how far the road typically is from Redstone?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you see what this Y intersection is?
Yes.
That's usually, I call 10 miles still.
Okay.
That's something that you should know just because this is your local flying area.
Okay.
So you can call 10 miles.
Redstone traffic Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa is 10 miles north of the field. We'll be straight in 417. Full stop. Redstone.
Okay, so get parallel to that field, right? I mean to the road.
Parallel to the road?
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's your basis to get into the field because you can't see the runway yet, right?
I see the runway now.
Okay, now there you go.
Okay.
So if
I
you can't see the runway, go parallel to the road until you see it, and then you can line up.
Gotcha.
Until you see it, then you can line up, and I will still hold 2,000.
Okay.
I don't want to start this. I want to be at 1,700 by the time I hit 3 miles out. Really, I want to follow 3 degrees into the slope, into the glide slope, into the runway.
Okay.
So I would rather stay high and then adjust as I get closer, because especially here, there's not a lot of alternate landing spots.
That is correct.
But you see what I mean? This is the VFR navigation part and pilotage, right?
Yes.
You know this road leads to Redstone.
Yes.
You know Redstone is where the airfield is.
Yes.
So just fly parallel to the road. If you're using runway 17, stay to the east side of it, right? If
Yeah.
you're using runway 35, what do? We stay to the we stay to the west side for 17. We stay to the east side for 35 because that lines us up for the downwind, right?
Yes.
And just follow that until you see confirmation of the runway, and then you can adjust for the runway itself.
Okay.
How far would you say we are now?
Probably about 5 miles.
5?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yep, you're about 5.
Redstone traffic Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa is 5 miles north of the field. 417 full stop. Redstone.
So you see what this warehouse right in front of us is?
Yeah.
I treat that as my 4-mile marker.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do our landing, normal landing, 65 to 75 with the flaps up. 60 to 70 with flaps down. We are gonna go in probably with 2 degrees of flaps because we've got a lot of buffeting wind.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring this power back.
Okay.
About 1600, 1500, 1600.
Oh,
And-
congratulations, you discovered your flaps are in up.
I'm sorry?
Your flaps failed on you.
Okay.
No
so
flap landing.
Okay. So then we were gonna land at about 70, 65, 75. Got wind coming from the west.
Okay. So right now you'll find crabbing, but
Yes.
once you get about a mile out, what should you do?
Do our wind correction.
Okay. How are you looking to the runway right now? High, low, or good?
I'm looking high.
How
No,
are you trending?
I'm low. I'm low.
Yeah.
I'm low, yes.
Yeah.
I feel high though.
Well, okay, look, you gotta stop smoking this other stuff, okay? So you may feel high, but what you need to think about, this is what more advanced pilots are doing, to think about what they're trending. Because if you're high but you're dropping very fast, you're gonna get low real quick, right?
Yes.
That's what you should be focusing on, is what am I trending right now? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like right now, you're good, but what would your trend be? Now of course,
I
it's
think
okay.
how much trend would be low.
Yeah, because you see, so you have to add a little bit more power to reduce that.
Okay,
then-
well, now we want glide slope.
Yep, but you also know you have to do coming in a little bit faster, right? Because
Yeah.
you have no flaps. Okay, so now we're about miles. I would say start getting your crosswind correction in now. That we can a little bit more left rudder, right aileron. And push that nose towards the runway number so that we can keep that nose coming down. That nose coming down. Start pulling back power so you can build this speed. Maybe coming a little fast. There you go. Keep that nose coming down. Keep that nose coming down. Transition to the end of the runway. Keep that wind correction in.
Didn't want to land.
Yeah.
Oh, because we had a lot of speed.
We
Yeah,
had a lot.
floated, yeah.
That's what happened. We had a lot of speed, right? Had you kept a little bit more of that correction in, you could have. Wouldn't have experienced as much float.
Uh-huh.
Probably should have started slowing her down to 65 to 75 a little bit earlier, because you saw how we were high. So when we're about a mile out, I won't be on speed, right? Because if I'm coming in fast and I'm high,
Uh-huh.
in order to descend, I have to speed up, right?
Yes.
Now I can descend rapidly if I do some cross control, which is what we're doing for the wind correction, right?
Yes.
And take out some of that power. But the good thing is we don't have a long taxi time.
Just fly halfway down the runway.
Yeah. I mean, technically, like Richard told me, hey, have your students aiming for taxiway echo to land.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't like that because it wastes half the runway. I'd rather just come in fast and float across.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. Feel like a good flight?
Oh, yeah.
Feel like you got pummeled?
Well, the flying in the afternoon in heat
Yep.
is a whole different animal altogether.
Well, just to be honest, I prefer. You know what happened when I was a student? When I was more crazy,
Uh-huh.
I preferred to fly in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
You know why?
Well, you were in Chicago. It was probably warmer.
Well, no, I was doing a lot of my check ride stuff I did in Atlanta during the summer.
Okay.
So during the summer, I was always in the afternoon. You know why?
Oh, well,
Because I was young and dumb. I said, hey, if I could do and meet standards in the afternoons,
that makes
the
sense.
preferred time when it's nice and calm in the morning, I can ace this. And you know what happened? I got the afternoon slot for my private pilot check ride.
Redstone traffic, Skyhawk 871 Charlie Papa at Alpha, taxiing to the flying activity ramp, Redstone. Okay, so we'll do the after landing check. Flaps are up, transponder's 1200, we've made our radio call, strobe lights will come off, taxi lights will stay on. Lights on. Alright. That list is done.
But yeah, I was that guy like, hey, I want to do the afternoon flights because if I can fly it there with all these tumults, I can make it during my check ride. What happened? Hey, you got the afternoon slot for your check ride. Oh, great. And I think stalls, you got a lot better.
Yeah.
Force fuel, a little bit rough as we expected. Got towards the end.
We're going to turn our avionics
tail flying is it gives you a lot of, you can practice a lot of things or process and procedures, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.